In previous releases, we addressed the challenge that business users who are handling customer data in the web UI are facing problems when dealing with organization customer data. Here, they are presented with irrelevant data and with mandatory information only being revealed as mandatory when data updates are submitted. Data maintenance is further hindered, as account managers are able to modify data that should be read-only. This situation also exists when data is entered into data containers, for instance when onboarding new customers or during data enrichment in general. This can lead to mistakes, to rework of data records, and prolonging onboarding and data enrichment processes. In Release 11.1 and 11.2, the challenge was tackled by adding the capability to add business logic to the web UI screen used for customer onboarding and data enrichment. However, the capability to add data validity business logic inside data containers was not present. With the 2024.1 release, the existing capabilities for adding data issues, conditional read-only, conditional mandatory, and conditional hidden fields have been expanded to encompass input fields placed on data containers when those are displayed with a globally configured unfolding data container component. In addition, the capability to mark whole data container instances and data container types as mandatory, read-only, or hidden using business logic have been added to the globally configured unfolding data container component as well. Further, in this release, the visualization in the web UI of attributes and references marked as mandatory on workflow transitions has been supplemented, making it easier for the user to identify which input fields are mandatory. This extension also covers the use of the mandatory JavaScript bind when it is used in business conditions within workflows. These capabilities all support creating streamlined user interfaces with clear feedback to the user, mitigating data entry mistakes, and backing fast onboarding and data enrichment processes.
Now, let's see multiple examples of how data validity capabilities can be applied in unfolding data containers. We do that by onboarding a new organization customer. So we initiate a new customer into the onboarding workflow. The new capability shown here is that the main address, which is an unfolding data container, is made mandatory. That was not possible in previous releases. Now let's enter some data and move on to show more data validity capabilities of the unfolding data container. First we enter the new customer's name, then we enter the address, and we supply the address details before we click Continue. On the customer detail screen, we recognize the main address data container we just filled out. Next, we want to capture the phone number of the customer. Hence, we create a data container instance to house the phone number details. First, the phone number is entered, then the field type has been made mandatory, so we are required to enter what type of phone number it is. In this case, we choose Office. Next, we ask if this is the company's primary phone number or not. In case it is the primary phone number, we need to provide additional information, such as phone admin contact and quality evaluation. If it's not the primary phone number, we do not need to enter this additional information. Thus, we need to hide the two additional fields in case it's not the primary phone number. This is achieved by applying the hidden option of the conditional data validity capability to the two additional fields. When entering email data for our new customer, we make use of another new unfolding data container data validity capability named Data Issues. Here, in this case, a validation rule for emails has been set up That is, that email addresses must adhere to the standard format for emails. In case an invalid formatted email address is entered, a warning is configured to show. Let's correct the email address and move on to the next example. In this example, if we choose the first option in the drop-down, the data container will show a predefined set of fields to fill in, 4 fields in total. Now, let's see what happens if we choose another value in the drop-down for sales area. So, let's first remove the first option we selected. With the second option selected, a new set of fields become available. Now, let's enter some data. Notice, when data is entered into the shipped to field, the fields billed to and sold to now becomes mandatory fields, which they weren't before. As it can be seen from these examples, the new data validity capabilities in the unfolding data container can be combined to guide the user through the data entry process and mitigate entry errors, thereby ensuring a higher data quality.